What is up, everyone? This is F.A.N.G here. I want to thank all the competitors throughout the year so far. It's been a lot of fun. And speaking of, we just got back from the April 2024 Pokemon TCG Highlander in-person monthly. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. So we're doing a 3 out of 5 set. It is me versus Brennen LaMastres, aka Sax. We are setting up game 1. Sax is still playing his Shedinja Ninjask Durant deck, and he has the bounty on him. I'm not taking the bounty, obviously, if I beat him, but yeah, he still is pushing this strategy. Anyway, we're starting game 1. I start Hisuian Zorua. He starts Hisuian Basculin. He gets that call for family, is able to set up Ninjask, Bergmite, and Sandshrew on the bench. I actually start Uxie, and I start spreading damage counters ASAP. The thing with Uxie is I have to bounce my energy to my hand, and you're going to see a really genius play here from Sax as he's going to capitalize ASAP. He's got the Float Stone on Hisuian Basculin, and he's about to free retreat to that Shuckle there, and Shuckle has an attack that does 10 damage, poisons the defending Pokemon, but the Pokemon that's poisoned by that attack cannot have energy attached to it. So that actually locks me out for starting right now and for quite a while. So I decide to evolve into Haunter and confuse both of us. And but you know, props to Sax for already capitalizing there. You see the Miasma Valley from my deck, which means any non-grass or psychic Pokemon played onto the bench takes 20 damage, or specifically 2 damage counters. I bench Elgium, yeah, and then Trubbish, and Hisuian Zorua has a Psychic Energy Floatstone. I get out Behemoth, I get out Gengar, I start moving around Curse, but he's able to use Shedinja Level X's attack to attach cards from the top of my deck to Uxie. And Uxie again cannot leave the active spot because I need Floatstone or Moonlight Stadium because I can't attach an energy to Uxie. I need Warp Point or Guzma. So he's got me in this really good lock, and you know, Uxie now gets out of the active slot because of Guzma. I promote Gengar, but you know, here comes Mega Gengar locking out Basculegion from retreating. But the thing is that he's already gained a lot of momentum off of that Shuckle lock. And so my deck's already thinning out pretty low. You know, it's pretty low count. You can see Sax going through his Avalugg combos with Grant and Sandslash, able to cycle a bunch of energy into the discard pile and cycle Grant back into the deck with a ton of discards thanks to Hisuian Avalugg's Pokebody. And so yeah, I'm recognizing he actually milled Garbodor early in the game, which is really strong. And so, you know, I'm kind of gauging how to adapt accordingly. His deck definitely uses a few Pokebodies for his combos with, you know, Hisuian Avalugg and Shuckle and Shedinja, including Shedinja Level X, including Shuckle Level X. So I promote Alakazam here. I'm, you know, trying to get some damage out on the board, but he takes game 1 with a mill. And yeah, I was promoting Alakazam to do the 4 damage counter spread, but that still gets stopped by Shuckle's Pokebody. Only 1 damage counter is put on Shuckle because Alakazam was an EX. So game 2, I start Elgium, he starts Nincada. He goes into Hisuian Basculin again to call for family. I get a Floatstone out, grab Necrozma with a DCE. I am going second, so I get 2 attachments. I use Necrozma's attack to do 40 damage to all my opponent's EX Pokemon, OHKOing Nincada. So now Sax is kind of on the run a bit. He needs to get out. He wants to get his Avalugg Ninjask combo going, and I'm just going to keep momentum with Necrozma. With that second Psychic Energy on Necrozma, now I'm going to be doing 90 damage with Necrozma's second attack. So yeah, I'm really trying to promote some aggressive plays here. You see Garbodor on the bench with a Z Crystal. The cool combo with that is Z Crystals cannot be detached. So if he played like a Tool Scrapper, it won't work on a Z Crystal, or like a Field Blower, that won't work either. I use Cynthia's Feelings after he gets a knockout from the last turn, and able to shuffle and get a hand of 8. There's Meloetta, able to mass attach energy from your hand up to 2 for no energy. Meloetta also has a spread damage attack, so that can be very good, especially in a strategy like this with, you know, Gengar and Hisuian Zorark able to pick off for KOs here. I see he pulls up Garbodor and tries to do the Shuckle lock again. Now there's an interesting interaction here, is that Shuckle turns off Garbodor's Pokebody, which means since Garbotoxin's off, now he gets his Pokebodies back. But I'm able to get Garbodor back onto the bench thanks to Hisuian Zoroark. I promote Gengar. He promotes Diancie, but he forgets that Garbodor shuts off Diancie's Pokebody by the rulings of Garbodor being out first. And so now I have Gengar, I'm promoting damage, I use Copycat here, I do Poltergeist, knocking out Diancie. He has to just like return some potential damage. You see the Durant Rainbow Energy, kind of that burst combo. But I was actually able to, that game, use Garbodor's Trash Cyclone to shuffle in a few Pokemon Tool cards, so that really helped out. That was a big game changer for sure. His mill count was to the T. It was getting to the point that it looks like Durant could have won him the game, and he said that, yeah, Garbodor was really big for his second attack there. So this game, I start Meloetta, I do a double Psychic attachment to Meloetta with her Zero Energy attack, because I'm going to have to just start streaming damage. So he goes to Shuckle level X, so he can keep grabbing supporters. Good way to cycle Grants or get Guzma if he wanted to. He does play Palpad. And so yeah, I'm just trying to stream some damage here. I make sure not to turn Meloetta into an EX so Shuckle can't wall her as much. Here comes Garbodor. He pulls up Garbodor, poisons him, and I recognize, okay, now he's going to start milling again. I got to be careful here. Garbodor can't have any energy attached, so I'm going to have to find some type of out here. So I'm just going to be building my bench right now while, I take poison chip damage. And he's building his board. We're definitely some bunker wars here, but he is making progress, slowly trying to mill away at my deck while he's allowed to have Pokebodies. I Charon, and off of the Charon, Garbodor's still active, but I'm again building my board here. See Kadabra with a Psychic Energy. So I can't do Power Cancel yet. Alakazam allows you to cancel a power once per turn by discarding 2 cards. I use N, and I get the Float Stone, so now I'm able to freely retreat. Now I go to Necrozma. He has 3 EX in play, so I do 40 damage to each, including Shuckle, because Shuckle's Pokebody is turned off. You see the Arven there, and now Sax is looking. Oh, he takes back the energy on looking like Ninjask, and that's perfectly okay. We're both pretty down to earth in general. The only time really like a mistake is really bad is if it goes super, like if it would alter a few plays already in the past. But we tend to be like, yeah, it's fine. Just in general. Anyway, I see me Super Rod, able to help my deck count out a bit just in case he goes for some burst mill play like with Durant again. So he plays Cynthia. And again, I just want to say shout outs to Sax. He's a good sport. Both of us, we made a few misplay mistakes and we let each other redo those things. And like I said, the only time you can't really do that is if the game state is already way too altered with like a few surges and draws and stuff. So again, I'm just promoting Necrozma as an aggressor here. I got Alakazam on the bench to cancel Pokepowers, like including from Avalugg, Shuckle level X, or Ninjask. I promote Garbodor, Z-Crystal him, and then looks like I use the Z-powered second attack to shuffle in some Pokemon Tool cards, do some damage for sure. And I take that game, so it's 2-1 me. So we're setting up. Now, speaking of, neither of us caught this, but talk about altering the game state a lot. So he's going first, again starts Hisui and Basculin. He's able to set up his bench. Now, what I do is I set up my bench, I set up Trubbish, Abra. Now, this is a mistake neither of us caught until after the tournament. I Z-Crystal Meloetta, I'm going second. Now, both of us probably thought like, oh, yeah, that's only if you go first. But yeah, in the rules, it is actually you can't Z-Crystal on your first turn regardless, even if you're ending that. But this does work in his favor too, because now Meloetta's an EX. You see here with Shuckle and Defender. So Meloetta's not going to be doing a lot of damage because of stuff like the Z-Crystal, the DCE. And so even if I got rid of the DCE, Shuckle can hardwall her. So it's just a very interesting alteration. Like I said, both of us were just very good sports about mistakes in general. But that is one mistake neither of us caught, and until after the tournament was done. And so now, but I am promoting Meloetta as kind of just trying to do like a rushdown with Meloetta using Psychics. As you can see, he's got Shedinja on the bench with Weakness Policy, which is a really cool combo. But I do get Garbodor out, able to shut off Pokebodies. He pulls up Alakazam. Or no, he plays like Escape Rope. Yeah, he plays Escape Rope, so when I promote Alakazam, I switch into Hisuian Zoroark. And and I'm just starting to do a bit of chip damage here. I'm looking if I want a foul play copy, but I actually just go for a Mind Jack for some damage. But he's going to use Sand Slash's attack that says if I do damage to him next turn, my Pokemon will take 70 damage, or technically 7 damage counters. So my workaround is I did Mystery Energy, Retreat to Alakazam, and I did Alakazam Spread Attack, 4 damage counters to your opponent's Pokemon Energy attached to him. He's looking for his resources here. Again, he can promote Sand Slash to try to Wall Ice Serena to pull up Shedinja, knock out Shedinja with Alakazam. Alakazam will now take 30 less from evolved Pokemon, and he's not affected by trainers and supporters next turn. That'd be stuff like Enhanced Hammer. He promotes Durant for a potential burst play, and I'm able to close out the game. So, thank you again to Brennen LaMastres for playing. He's been a very well-dedicated player, over a year now, and it's going to be pretty awesome to see what decks he comes up with this year and beyond. I think he'll come up with a lot of cool deck ideas for sure. And we look forward to seeing you guys in only 2 weeks. The May monthly is coming up. This will be Stephen Elmore's last Pokemon TCG Highlander monthly while he lives in Kansas City. He'll be moving to Nebraska. Stephen is a long-time player. He's been playing Highlander since 2016, so we're definitely going to miss him, and it's going to be a fun tournament coming up. Sax is actually donating a full sealed box of Twilight Masquerade for the monthly coming up in 2 weeks, so that should be a lot of fun. Thank you again, Sax. I think his bounty is still in effect if he plays the mill deck, so there's definitely quite a few prizes flying around leading into this. Hope to see you guys around soon. Have a good one.